Welcome to my YouTube tutorial channel. In this tutorial video, I'll be teaching you how to create a social media flyer. When it comes to graphics design, there are varieties of softwares. In this video, I'll be using Adobe Illustrator. Start by creating a new file. Name your new file YouTube tutorial. It's very important for you to be organized, so just make sure you name your files. It's a social media file, so I'll make sure the width and height are the same to give us a square background. Now let's load the e-file. I'll be starting with the Piggyvest logo. So this is a bonus. I'm learning how to create a logo and how to create a flyer. Click on rectangle tool, change it to ellipse tool. So I can just press L. Make sure the radius is the same. So let's pick the color. Pick your eyedropper tool. Pick the color. Let's change. We are creating the other part of the logo. Click on rounded rectangle. Then copy the circle. And use your pencil to delete one of the anchor points, the one at the bottom. You can see 4 anchor points there. Use the direct selection to create the semicircle. Drag each anchor point to create a perfect semicircle. Now I want to create the hole on the logo. The logo is actually depicting a lock. So by creating the lock, copy the semicircle. Copy the semicircle. Now reduce the size. Then now I want to create like I said the other time. You can just press L to create your circle. And make sure you group them. Group it together. And make sure they align. Turn this logo that we've just created into a proper vector shape. The parts that are in white, we'll cut them out so that they'll be able to reflect the background. You can use Pathfinder tool or Shape Builder tool. In this case, I'm using the Pathfinder tool.
Piggyvest. Okay. Try as much as possible to make our fonts look like the one that was actually used here. So again, we use our eyedropper tool.
I'm deleting the guidelines so that our workspace will be free. If you study this design very well, you'll notice there's a little bit of patterns on the background. Then we can see these shapes at the background. I feel we should start with the shapes. Let's start with the shapes. Okay, so it's going to be it. Before we do that, let's create a guideline. I'm creating the guideline in order to follow the principle of balance. There are fundamental design principles, and balance is one of them. We want to have equal spaces all around the design. So that is what I'm trying to do by creating these guidelines. We're going to be using our pen tool to get the shapes. Okay, let's start from here. Okay, the pen tool is a very creative tool for creating proper vector shapes. You can easily make proper lines with proper angles. If I copy this one, drag it here. Let's get the right stroke width. Pick all the shapes one by one by holding your left mouse button with shifts.
Right now I want to add color. Now there are still lines. I will need to make them, to turn them to shapes in order to easily add colors to them, and in order to be able to cut out the excess parts. I'll turn them to a shape by using the expand option. I'm locking the guideline so that it will not interfere with our design. So we've been designing on a transparent background. That's an omission on my part. So right now I'll be creating a background for the design because I want to cut out the excess part of these shapes I've created. So having a proper background will help out a lot. I'll change the color through the color panel. To cut out the excess parts of the shape, I'll be using the shape builder to allow me to be able to remove the excess parts. All I have to do is select the shape, then select the background. So I'll select the parts I want to cut out. It's very simple. Just repeat the same process. Select the shape, select the background, then select your shape builder to then remove the excess parts for all the shapes so that it will be perfect and it will sync into each other properly. Once again, I'm creating guidelines so that we'll get the position of each items on the design properly. So that's the purpose of the guideline. In this design, basic design principles are being observed. Have proximity, that's the distance between each item. Then there's balance. So I'm making these guidelines so that we'll follow the principles that have been used. Since we are recreating the flyer in the exact way it was made, so it's necessary to take note of the colors used. So for it to be easier, I'm creating these rectangles, these small rectangles at the side, then putting each color used inside. That's to save time and to save us the stress of having to go to the other side to pick the colors each time. So I'll just place them beside. So you can just see it as a canvas, a color canvas. I'm adding opacity because if you study the design, you'll see that the shapes are a little bit light. So like I said earlier, there are other patterns in the background. So right now I'll be recreating these patterns. I'll first draw a line by using line segment tool, as seen in the design. Hold shift while creating the line in order to have a straight line. So what I want to do is I'll duplicate the first line I created. There are two lines. So I'll duplicate the first line I created. Then I'll use pen tool to draw the other patterns. To save time, just click on reflect this particular pattern, then copy to create a duplicate, then click on OK to save you time. Make sure you group them together so that no parts will be lost while trying to copy. And copy it. want to create the scribbled part of the background, or the pattern and the background. So I'll duplicate the line, then click on scribble. I'll duplicate the line, then go to my style and click on scribble and adjust the settings to give us a perfect result. Gotten the exact pattern. I think it's a zigzag. Yeah, it should be zigzag. Let's try zigzag instead. Yes, I think zigzag is better. Oh, perfect. So zigzag is the correct effect to use. Yeah. Right now I want to replicate the design, the pattern we just finished. I want to replicate it on the whole of the background. So there are two ways to do this. You can choose to duplicate, but there's a particular method I would like to show, which is turning this design into a brush. You can do this by creating a brush preset from the pattern we just made. So all you will just do is create lines all around the design, then apply this brush preset created to the lines, so it's going to reflect the design immediately, just as I've done now. It's way easier, but I will continue the design by duplicating just to make it flow faster. I'm sure you've learned a new thing. What what I want to do next is I'll select all the patterns, then I'll group it just to make it tidy. Then after that I will add opacity to make it transparent, and then I'll send it to the back of the design, just on the background. I think we have a perfect background now. We're not done yet. Let me adjust this logo so that it will fit to place properly. I think we've done a great job. Our background is set, is ready, so we'll be creating the other parts for the design. We'll be starting with the elder. Now I want to reduce the line space in between the letters. If you study the rectangle where life is written in the design, there are little aesthetics, which is the first one is the rounded corners, then there's a drop shadow, a very little drop shadow behind, so I'll be adding both. Okay, so maybe I've not mentioned the reason why we hold shift when we drag is to maintain the aspect ratio, so that you don't have a pattern or a text that is wobble or badly shaped. Yeah. So that's why we hold shift. The circle I'm creating right now is to hold the pictures, to serve as a mask for our pictures, just as seen in the design. You can see each circle has its own color. So I'll be using eyedropper tool like we've been doing to pick their individual colors from the canvas that we created. We're applying the color to the outline, so make sure you remember to toggle it. The text is well placed under each circle, so just replicate the same thing. True. Remember that will be duplicated the same thing around for all the circles, for the text under the circles. So make sure you change the color using eyedropper tool, then put the correct text inside it. To reduce the space between the text. This is the picture I want to mask into the circle. For me to be able to mask the picture into the circle, I'll have to reduce the size, and again I'll have to make sure the picture is behind the circle. Make sure you send it to the back repeatedly until it's behind the circle just the way you want it. Select both the circle and the picture, then right click to select mask. so that we can export our design. It's just very simple. So, right now we're done with the design. You can see it's simple, it's fast, and it's very easy to learn. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below.